came up beautifully.
That's the only thing I need to do is maybe raise up my tail lights. There's a loon right out there and he's howling.
I heard him.
He's making a wreck.
Yeah. He's mocking me.
Huh?
He's mocking me.
Yeah. Is that loon talk or nene?
That's right.
Well, hello there everybody. We had a nice trip to the lake and a good time with the boat. Everything loaded up real nice. I went to crank the truck and the truck wouldn't start. So a buddy of mine just happened to be here at the boat ramp and he hauled me up the ramp on the side of the road and we tried all manner of things and I'm convinced that the fuel pump has gone out on it. You may remember this happened a year ago when I brought that Ford home and the guy told me back then there was nothing wrong with the fuel pump because when I got it home it cranked and he put a pressure check on it and he said it was just perfect and he told me there was a cutoff valve on it that caused the problem. Okay, we'll call this a continuation of the video I was making the other day after the fuel pump quit on my Dodge truck over at the boat ramp. I think what I was saying was about a year ago the fuel pump went out on this thing and after they brought it home it came off the wrecker, it cranked right up. Well, they told me it's because it shakes it around that'll make it work. So I beat on this thing with a hammer a long time the other day and it didn't make any difference. That's what they told me to do next time, was to beat on it with a hammer, and I did that. That didn't help. So the other thing they said was that there was a little gizmo that was the fuel cutoff, and if you replace that, that would fix it. So I bought one, I had it in the truck with me, and when this went bad I replaced it. That didn't fix it. Which brings me back to the point where I'm pretty sure it's the fuel pump. I seen a guy who cut a hole in his pickup truck bed in order to access the fuel pump, and that way he didn't have to take the bed off the truck and he didn't have to drop the gas tank. That struck me as a good idea, although everybody treated him like he had just sacrificed his only child or something for doing it. But still struck me as a pretty good idea. So one of the things I noticed on his is when he cut a hole in the bed, he actually cut a hole through one of the supports. And his was a different one and had a crew cab on it, and mine don't. And I think that, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm under the truck, and I want to look and see if I can cut a hole in this to get to that without cutting one of the supports. So I'm going to stick this camera up here, and if I'm right, I believe the pump is located right here. Oh yes, I can feel it with my hand. So it looks a little bit like, well, let's see. Looks a little bit like if I cut it along this support right here, I might could get that out of there. I can feel the edge of this thing here. I'm probably need to do this before the mosquitoes figure out that I'm out here. It seems to feel like if I cut a hole right about there. Oh, there's a mosquito right there trying to eat me. That might actually work. Now, on the other hand, see, taking the bed off this ain't all that hard because this truck is in pretty good shape and there's nothing really rusty on it. But what makes it hard is its location. I think for a lot of people, they drive a truck up under their lift, they lower the lift down, they put the little arms up under the sides of the bed like this right here and take the bolts loose and they raise the lift and they raise the bed off the truck. Well, out here in this yard, that's not going to be so easy to get the bed off the truck as that. And I don't know. I got a lot to think about. I hadn't quite made up my mind what I'm going to do or how I'm going to do that. One thing I do like about the idea of cutting a hole, though, is once it's done, it's done. And if it ever gives me a problem again, all I have to do is peel this thing back, open up the hole, and replace it and close it. And for the rest of the life, as long as I own this truck, for the rest of my life, I don't ever have to worry about pulling that bed again to replace the fuel pump. That's what I'm thinking about anyway. Okay, I'll hush.